Yes, thanks for staying with us on the Sports Show. Well, Poppy, something that's been going for over 100 years. In fact, nearly 105 years SAPSARS has been going here in South Australia, so we thought we might get across it a little bit. You're starting to look a little bit...
Well, I was going to make a comment. I was going to say, were you part of the first squad? But it wouldn't.
Thought you'd let it go.
It wouldn't have been respectful. Okay. So I'm going to let it go.
Pam Marston, who's the manager of SAPSARS, has been good enough to come in, and Oliver Riley, one of the up-and-coming stars of SAPSARS, has joined us on the panel. Pam, we'll start with you. I mean, a broad range of sports is covered by SAPSARS.
Oh, absolutely. We have 13 interstate teams, but that's only a tiny little bit of what we do because we have participation level at school. We have 40 districts, each have lots of schools, nearly 600 schools are affiliated with us, and the range of sports we cover is amazing. We give opportunity wherever we possibly can.
You know, I see a hell of a lot of kids wearing their SAPSARS tops, and they wear them with pride. Like, you know, they're... whichever school, whichever region you're in, you see them walking around, and I think they feel good about it, feel good about being involved. Do you get that same feeling? We
do. We've actually joked about running a competition about where we're spotted, the SAPSARS merchandise, and it's been amazing, the trend and how proud kids are to wear that. We've actually had to modify our rules slightly to ensure that people stay in team uniforms when they're playing and rather than in the merchandise. So that's been a bit of a challenge as well, but it's great to see everybody out wearing their SAPSARS jumpers.
They talk about that, Riley. Now, you've just come back from cross-country interstate, you've been to Hobart, now you're involved in athletics, swimming and cross-country, lots of things for you. Can you remember the first time you made a SAPSARS team, what it was like for you?
Yeah, it was really interesting. It was completely new to me. I was so nervous. I really didn't want to do it at first, but it's really great. It's like competition, but it's really friendly, and it's a great experience to make new friends, and
I was just chatting to Oliver just a few moments ago, and you spent some time in Tasmania running. Tell us about that trip.
So I made it to the state team in cross-country, and I went with 6 other people, and we travelled to Hobart.
Fantastic.
And it was like a really top-level experience where we got to run against the best runners in my age group, and unfortunately I was sick that day, but it was
It's
really
pretty cold over there, mate. I don't know if I want to do cross-country running in Hobart.
Good on you.
Hey, Pam, can you give us a snapshot of Term 3? What's a snapshot of Term 3?
Term 3 is a really good example because we run a number of different competitions. We're leading into our athletics championships now, which is towards the end of term, and that's one where we have school participation level where every school has a sports day, kids get out and take part in athletics. From that we get a selection process going through the district process, and each of our 40 districts will select an athletics team that will go to our state championships at the stadium, athletic stadium in the last week of the term. We have a 2-day championship, and from that we then select a state team which will take part at the Pacific School Games here in Adelaide in December. So we have all levels where we have students being able to take part and try their chances against other athletes and see how they go.
And then from that, and then state teams are selected from those sorts?
Yes, so we have the participation level starting right at sports days at school, right through the district program, through to a state championship and onto the state team. So there's something for everyone, and a great opportunity for kids to take part in a whole range of athletics events. A
lot's been said, I think you've got young kids, I have too, about kids not being as active as they had in a decade ago. You know, the iPhone, the iPad, everyone's Snapchatting, Twittering, Facebooking, whatever they're doing. Have you seen that impact, or has it just meant that you've had to work that little bit harder to maintain the numbers?
I don't think we've seen the impact that you're talking about imposing on the actual activity. We certainly find that social media has been an opportunity for us to get our message out and to communicate. We have closed Facebook pages and things where teams share their achievements. But as far as
I was talking more about, I wonder whether or not as kids become less active and participate less in sports as a result of, you know, the new media, but you haven't seen that, which is good.
Primary school students, I think we're still getting them. They like to get out and run about and take part in activity. I mean, they do that as well, but we still have lots of things happening, and primary students are really engaged in their sport.
Hey, Pam, I've heard you mention it, 40 districts, 600 schools. What do you reckon the participation numbers?
Oh, look, we estimate tens of thousands. And it's a difficult one to estimate in terms of repeat experiences, because we've got an example here where someone takes part in lots of different sports. So are we counting separate individuals, or are we counting opportunities? So the opportunities are massive, and certainly the numbers are there, but many of them are people experiencing 3, 4, 5 sports. Sport at school, sport at district, sport at state championships. So the whole range there, we try and cater.
Well, we mentioned Oliver's cross-country running. He told me he runs about 10:30 for 3K cross-country, which would beat a lot of AFL footballers. So you're going quite well there. The next thing is that you participate in a lot of sports as well, outside of running. What other sports?
So I do football and soccer and also tennis.
Yeah, okay.
So,
and if you had to rank them, where would you go? What would be first?
It would be football, then soccer, and then tennis.
Okay, good.
Which footy team do you barrack for? Oh.
I back for the Crows.
Yeah, okay.
It's okay.
Okay, they're going to be
It's
all right.
okay, because it's a nasty fall back there if you're barrack for Port Adelaide.
Hey, in saying that, Oliver, at some stage you have to pick which sport you want to go to.
Yeah.
So SAPSARS has been great and introduced you to a whole lot of different sports. Footy's one. Could you see yourself staying with athletics?
Not so much. I like the athletics. I'm doing running, and it's sort of a bit simple. Like, you're only doing the running. In footy, you get to mark the ball.
Yeah, there's a lot more skills involved. But you know what the good thing is? The fact is this: running underpins almost every sport you're going to play.
Yeah.
So the fact that you can spend time with that without you even knowing it, and get the experience of travelling and spending time with competing against so many people, man, you're going to look back at this time of your life and go, wow,
Make a note of that. Running underpins swimming. Okay.
Well,
now, just before I let you go, Pam, just quickly, sports are a really good tool for teaching kids to develop working with other students. Does it help them then with education?
Oh, we believe so. We believe we've got a lot to offer in opportunities for kids to work together, form good solid friendships, develop their teamwork, learn strategies for playing games, developing their sports skills, and being physically fit aids your learning. So there's a lot of opportunity for us to promote sport in schools as a wonderful opportunity to promote learning.
Yeah. SAPSARS is fantastic. If your kids are at school or your grandkids, get them involved with SAPSARS. Oliver says it's fantastic. It couldn't be better for the kids to participate. Stay with us. Still a bit more to come.